So the theme for this workshop is, does anyone have a clue what's really going on here? Man has been coming up with many theories, religions, scientific theories, none of which really has come close to what A Course in Miracles says is going on, or what Jesus is saying is actually going on. You could say this is the most challenging thing to share with you because it's contradicting everything that we've ever believed, everything that we've ever believed. So of course it's going to bring up a lot of resistance, and we're asked to at least listen to it intellectually. That's where we're operating, so that's where we have to start. Jesus knows that we have enormous resistance to this, so we will come up with all sorts of reasons to resist this. But that the teaching says that as we practice these thoughts over a period of time, we start to have an experience of what's really going on. So I'm going to take you on a little journey. And we can do it as a form of breath deepening. A Course in Miracles is possibly the most depressing book on the planet.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
Because it does tell us actually what's going on out there. I mean, you just got to look at the news and see what's going on out there, but it doesn't really tell us what's going on underneath. However, A Course in Miracles is also the teaching with the greatest hope, because it gives an answer to all of this depression. So I'm going to start reading a quote from actually lesson 182. So please close your eyes and start to breathe gently. And if you have feelings coming up, just breathe through them. This world you seem to live in is not home to you. And somewhere in your mind you know that this is true. A memory of home keeps haunting you, as if there were a place that called you to return. Yet still you feel an alien here. Nothing so definite that you could say with certainty you are an exile here. But just a persistent feeling, sometimes not more than a tiny throb, at other times hardly remembered, actively dismissed, but surely to return to your mind again. No one but knows whereof we speak. Yet some try to put their suffering in games they play to occupy their time and keep their sadness from them. Others will deny that they're sad and do not recognize their tears at all. Others will maintain that what we speak of is all illusion, not to be considered more than but a dream. Yet who, in simple honesty, without defensiveness and self-deception, would deny he understands the words we speak? We speak today for everyone who walks this world. For he is not at home. He goes uncertainly about in endless search, seeking in darkness what he cannot find, not recognizing what it is that he seeks. 1,000 homes he makes, yet none content his restless mind. He does not understand that he builds in vain. Because the home he seeks cannot be made by him. There is no substitute for heaven. All he ever made was hell. As best you can, try and have a picture of heaven in your mind. Imagine it as a bright white light. A light that goes on eternally. And totally filled with love, endlessly. And all that is in heaven is peaceful, endless, eternal peace. And laughter. Heaven is full of laughter. There are no differences in heaven. Everything is the same. It's all one. There is no division. And into this endless white light, love, laughter, peace, crept a tiny mad idea. The tiny mad idea, something like, what would it be like if I went and played on my own? Separate from God, separate from my source. And this is a quote from the Course. It says, "Into eternity, where all is one, there crept a tiny mad idea, at which the Son of God remembered not to laugh. in this forgetting did the thought become a serious idea and possible of both accomplishment and real effects. So we, as the one Son of God, had this tiny mad idea of separating from our source and going and playing on our own. And we took it seriously. And forgot to laugh. And the problem is that we liked it. We liked this feeling of being, if you like, self-created rather than God-created. With our own interests, playing on our own rather than being one with God. And why not? It's just an idea. But because we liked it and took it seriously, we had to come up with a plan so as not to undo that original choice for separation. And it came up with a very sophisticated thought system, which we can call the ego thought system. A thought system to keep us totally distracted and mindless of that original choice, so that we never get to look at it again. So this is how the plan looks. The plan says that this separation from God is a sin. We made it up. And then he goes on to say that when you've sinned, you have to feel guilty about this wrongdoing. Again, made up. And then finally that we deserve to be punished for committing this sin. So this newly formed ego script says, I've sinned from separating from God, I'm now guilty, and that God will rise up and punish me for this sin. All made up. And you can call this the first level of hiding. This unholy trinity of sin, guilt and fear, which we all know very well, to keep us from ever going back to that original choice and undoing it. We're not in the bodies yet, this is still just in the mind. However, the mind found this guilt so unbearable it had to come up with another plan. A way to get rid of this guilt. And the way to get rid of guilt is to project it. So it made up a world a universe of planets and bodies to hide in. So now the one mind, the split one mind, which has the same creative abilities as God, projects a whole universe, a whole world, to hide in, be distracted by, to keep it mindless. This is the second level of hiding. The world is our second level of hiding. Just notice how many distractions we have come up with in the world to keep us mindless. However, even though we've made a world, we still get to feel the guilt sometimes. So the ego came up with the last step in its plan. How can I keep my individuality but get rid of my guilt? I'll blame you. So the ego script is always looking for someone or something to blame it onto, so I can feel innocent and you can feel guilty. That's the master plan. This is what's going on here. We spend our whole time looking for the bad guy so that I can feel innocent. Just open a newspaper, watch a movie, and you will see this everywhere. And one or two other principles are operating. The principle of me or you, which is what happened with God. God wanted me just to be in heaven, but I wanted something different. So it's either God or it's me. Separate interests rather than shared interests. We also operate here under the scarcity principle. Having cut ourselves off from God, we always have a sense of lack when we're in a body. So we spend our whole lives trying to get it from someone else. We think others have what we need, so we try and get it from them. We spend our whole lives trying to get love from others rather than experiencing the love that's already in our own minds. So what is really going on here? The purpose of our life here is to keep ourselves mindless and never undo the original choice for separation. But it's all a dream. Course in Miracles says it's just a tiny mad idea, it's just a dream. The Course says, you are at home in God, dreaming of exile, but perfectly capable of awakening to reality. Is it your decision to do so? You recognize from your own experience that what you see in dreams you think is real while you're asleep. Yet the instant you awaken from your sleep, you realize that everything that seemed to happen in the dream did not happen at all. You do not think this strange, even though all the laws of what you awakened to were violated while you were asleep. See, when we are asleep, we hear things, we see things, we touch things, we smell things. Is it not possible that you merely shifted from one dream to another without really waking? Dreams show you that you have the power to make a world as you would have it be. And that because you want it, you see it. But Jesus is asking us, is this the dream that we want to see? Like we do when we're asleep at night? And while you see it, you do not doubt that it is real. Yet here is a world clearly within your mind that seems to be outside. You do not respond to it as though you made it, nor do you realize that the emotions the dream produces must come from you. We think things are happening to make us feel something instead of our own dream. You seem to waken from dreams at night and the dream is gone, yet what you fail to recognize is that what caused the dream has not gone with it. So our mind that is making our dreams at night is still with us when we seem to be awake here. Your wish to make another world that is not real remains with you. And what you seem to waken to is but another form of the same world that you see in dreams at night. All your time is spent in dreaming. Your sleeping and your waking dreams have different forms, and that is all. The content is the same. So that's it. We're told it's all a dream, and it's a dream to keep us mindless, keep us distracted, to keep my individuality but get rid of the sin and guilt. That's what's going on here. And even though it sounds very depressing at first, now you can start to see why nothing we've ever tried has worked, because that's going on all the time, everywhere. And we can start to forgive it and be in the world but not of the world, and simply watch this dynamic playing out everywhere. So we can now start to step back from this dynamic that is part of a collective dream here. And actually that's the only way to be at peace here, is to step back from this dream while we still think we're here.